University Settlement now is in some ways the same as it was 126 years ago, and in some ways quite different. And in that regard is similar in some ways to what's happened at Toynbee Hall, and different in some ways. And I'd just like to point out a few of those. Most importantly is that now we are predominantly funded by various levels of the government, federal, state, and local. That takes about 70% of our budget. That's quite different than the model from 126 years ago when it was 100% private philanthropy that funded this place. The original workers at University Settlement, as they were at Toynbee Hall, were volunteers. Some workers, primarily women and some men who came out of the universities and spent time living here at University Settlement and serving the immigrant community. That changed over time. The last time we had residents in this building was during the World War II period, and now, like most places, we have a highly professionalized staff, and at the moment more than 600 of them of one level or another working for University Settlement. Toynbee Hall's history has been a little bit different in its relationship to the people that occupy very important buildings and programs on your site. But there's a very critical similarity between the two of us. You still serve and we still serve as the community living room for your neighborhood. That's an important goal for us, and when I visit Toynbee Hall, I've been there 3 times, I am most impressed by how Toynbee has remained at the center and heart of its community and has figured out over so many years how to remain vital to what is going on in the community. We have tried to do the same, even though we have a great deal of public funding and a great deal of obligations, program obligations to meet. We still feel that we are part of the community and still must invest and rely on our community relationships. Interesting similarity going on now at your place and our place is that we recently opened, actually about 5 years ago, a very large new community center which is reliant for its success on renting space to other not-for-profits at nominal rates in order to allow them to survive and run their programs. That is similar to what Toynbee has done in having many other groups be part of its space, be part of its community, take advantage of what it's doing, and come across as one entire comprehensive operation. Even the redesign and restoration of your beautiful, beautiful community spaces is similar to what we tried to do here, because our building is on the National Register of Historic Places. It's a lovely building, not quite as old as your building, but beautiful in the same way. Is we're trying also to do the same thing, for people to walk into our space and feel like they're connecting with history. Another important connection between us is that Toynbee has always been in the middle of an immigrant neighborhood. And interestingly enough, the changes in population have been mirrored in the East End of London and the Lower East Side of New York. Back in the days when we started, we had mostly an Eastern European population. It's evolved many times over, generation by generation, to serve groups from South America, from Latin America, from the Caribbean, from Asia, still from Europe, and now has a very, very large Asian population, primarily Chinese, but from many different parts of Southeast Asia. I think in some ways that's similar to what's happened in the East End, is that you've had an evolution of immigrant populations, and you've been able, over all those generations, to continue serving them in the unique ways in which they need to have that service.